This time on Woody's Garage. The XL stands for extra lacking in knowing what you are doing.
Okay, I took my calipers and figured out exactly what valve I need, and there's a whole bunch of them up there. And I found one for like 10 bucks. It was to specs. It was from Too Fast Moto, who I've bought from before. I think their stuff's been good. I'm trying to save these gaskets. I don't even know why I'm trying to pry on it. It kind of looks okay, but it's kind of filthy. But just to see if I got everything that I need. I don't really want to buy a gasket kit if I don't need to. But what I kind of do is I take the X-Acto, I get some PB Blaster, I just work my way around it, getting it wet underneath if possible, which seems to help. I think I'll be able to use that again. I just want to clean everything up. The head gasket, well, that I'm not going to try to peel off. That looks in really good shape. When we get the new valve, we'll lap the valves. Kind of laid everything out over here just to see what I got. Yeah, I still bust my balls that I broke off that fin, but yeah, that's the way it goes. When you're hasty and you're half into it. But now I'm into it. And this is the only thing I found that was kind of weird. And I believe it goes right here, since it's the only place it seems to fit. Wrong. And then an O-ring goes around here. I got the O-rings like soaking here. You need 3, and I got 3. 3 different size ones. Like one O-ring goes like here, and one goes here, and one goes on the bottom, I think, here. Or those may be the same thing. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Print out the exploded diagram. I got the pins right there. The bore I think I'll hone out. Just to give it a little, although it looks good down there. There's some cross hatching there. Now you can look at it. And like I said, the piston looks healthy and all, so yeah, bent valve's going to do that. And you know, I must admit, I remember now that I was out for a ride and it died, and I heard clicking or something, and I looked under the valve cap under one of these at the valves, and one was completely loose, and I kind of in the field adjusted it, and that's probably where I bent the valve. And here I found another kind of curious insert that goes right here. Oh, that's kind of weird. Alright, today we're going to hone the cylinder a little bit. You got this weird looking thing. Every time I use it, it pinches me somehow. I don't really know how. I'm not an expert at these things, but basically all I do is put a little bit of oil in the cylinder, a little bit on the stones, and use the drill and go up and down. Oh, that's a good start. Get in there. Now we'll see how much damage we did. You can see those scratches, which are kind of cross hatches, which are good. Because basically, You know, you think a smoother surface would be better for like compression and for the piston going up and down, but basically this crosshatch scratch shit will hold a little oil in there and make it actually work better. You know, lubricate it, and so it's faster, better compression too. We'll get it a second time. Just lightly again. First time I had like about 30 weight oil. This time I'm going to use a little WD-40 on it. I've already sprayed it a couple of times. I think that's good. It looks pretty good in there. I'm going to take this outside and wash it in gas. Alright, so our new exhaust valve came in. And I already put it in here. Listen to this. That's usually a good sign. That's what this is supposed to sound like. I'm going to lap them. Still we'll get a view here of the old one. How wobbly that was. And just to show you that the new one is not wobbly. Like you needed proof, right? Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to get a little lapping compound, if I can find it. I'm going to put the valve in, then hopefully I can get a rubber tube on this and run it in the drill. Although I do have sort of this homemade suction cup cheesy deal that I made because I don't have a real one. Let's see what I can find. Yeah, this is my homemade one. I don't know where I got the suction cups or whatever, but it's kind of like a bad version of a real one where you take it, you stick it on the valve, and you turn the valve back and forth. See if I can even get a suction on it. No, I don't even think it's moving there. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay. Should have put this on. Hang on. Yeah, okay. Well, I blobbed a little too much lapping compound in here. We'll get it so that it's all over. I'm going to get a Q-tip. We'll just get it all over the seat there. I got it all over every place else, so we might as well get it on the seat, right? And then around the valve itself. Now, we got the drill. I probably should have cut this rubber hose, but this rubber fuel line, because I hate to waste it, but we'll go one way, we'll go the other way. And then you do that to kind of, if you can't see what I'm doing, kind of bringing the, oh, too much shit, too much stuff. Everything is falling over. You can kind of hear when it gets really smooth sounding. I mean, there's like no friction there. Honestly, I think that's good. Okay. Now we'll do the other one. We'll do the intake valve. Okay. This is on the intake side. Intake valve. It doesn't look bad. I mean, the seat on this looks pretty darn good. Pretty clean. Felt pretty tight going in there. See if we can move it with this at all. No. Okay, we'll have to get the hose on it and do the same thing. That should do it. We're going to take this also outside with the jug and clean it up with gasoline so we can get a better look at it. You get the idea. Okay, for once we have kind of a clean area to work. For once. Won't last. We'll blast it out with some air. Yeah, they look good and clean. Thinking of painting this cylinder black. You know, I don't think I have any high heat paint though. I'm also waiting on the gaskets to come in tomorrow, and maybe we can start assembling if I'm not too chicken. I am still kind of questioning things like this, these washers, this thing. This seemed to come out while I was doing the valves, and I don't know where it came from. It's got a kind of a seal in it, and it looks like the same thing as that, but that thing doesn't have a seal in it. And the schematics, the exploded views that I have aren't very good looking. They have washers hidden behind things. You can't really tell where they go. So I have assembled these before, like my 90s, etc., that are similar. And I think I've gotten lucky because I have never been quite sure about these washers and stuff, these O-rings and stuff. Okay, we got our gaskets. Let's put it together. Okay, we got the base gasket on. We got one O-ring in. I am missing a locating pin. Like this one over here. There's supposed to be one here as well. At least I think there is. According to this. Got one right there. I found this from the Dirty Sanchez, the CT70 with a clutch engine that I have that is totally wasted. We'll clean this up and we'll use it. Okay, this is where the other locating pin goes, right here on the same side. They're both on this side. Put the base gasket on. The old one looked usable, but I think this one's better. Okay, then we need, if I can get this little cornhole here. Yeah, a little cleaner looking. Oh, no matter how much cleaning you do on these things, they always look kind of dirty. I think that one fits right in there. Yes, it does. Now we get the cylinder. You can see just by looking that these two holes on top are bigger than those two, and that's where the locating pins go. Now we got to see if we can squeeze. Oh, you know what I want to do before that? The rings should be like, there's an opening on them, like you see right there. Put one like, you know, all the way up, and the other two like down here to the sides, just so that they're not all lined up evenly. Now we'll get some oil all over everything. Got some two-stroke oil here, might as well use that. Now let's see if we can get the cylinder to go over the rings. Yeah, there we go. Not too bad. There's our little rubber O-ring there. Got to fish the timing chain through. Okay, we snagged our chain up out of there, but our rubber O-ring, this one's kind of squared off too, by the way. It came out, so we'll see if we can this open a little bit. Put it back right there. Might have been a good idea to put some grease or something on it. Like it doesn't want to stay there. It sticks to my finger. Okay, get down there. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to put the bolt in that goes right there. You can see it's kind of hung up on the locating pin. Yeah, quite a bit. Let me see if putting that in can change that situation. See if this sucks it in at all. Not that much. I think it's going to be giving me a hard time or what. I mean, because there wasn't one in there before. And that was the one from the Dirty Sanchez, so. Yeah, that's looking a lot better. Let's put the 10mm on it and snug it down. Yeah, one thing about 10mm is that they're always lost. Ho ho. Okay, I gotta find one. Yeah, the other side's riding kind of high though, so I kind of don't like that. Okay. That's kind of odd. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if I can see it. This side's riding up high. That's not good. So that locating pin that I put in, yeah, there's a problem with it. I just looked at all the parts again, and the ones that are in the base of the engine are 12 millimeters, and the ones that are in the middle between the cylinder and the head are 14. And that one I found from Dirty Sanchez is just under 14. So this was the wrong one to use, needless to say. And it was a little bit of a bitch to get it out. But it's out now, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. The engine was running, and it didn't have one, so perhaps I'll put it back together that way. And now some good news, finally. I found another one that is just under 12, so I'll use this. And while I just tried this on the engine, I ripped the base gasket, but I got another one. Okay, let's see if we can get back to where we were. We put the new gasket down, new base gasket. I like to put grease on them, because sometimes when you take them apart, they won't stick. I don't know, maybe they'll stick even worse, who knows. But yeah, we'll try to get that cylinder back on. We got the 2 correct locating pins this time. This one seems to sit a little higher. I hope we don't have to go through this again. All right. Okay. Let's oil around it. Get in there. Oh, there's one, there's another. There we go. Okay. Grab that cam chain. Drop her on down. Wow, it's almost like we know what we're doing. Okay, we're going to put in that screw, but we're going to keep it... oh yeah, that compresses down much better than it did before. And we'll put in that idler gear again. Okay, they are in, I would say, catastrophe averted, which is really good. And the next thing will have to be is installing the valves, as I promised earlier. Night night. Okay, let's put the valves in. Here's the old exhaust. And here's the new exhaust, and here's the old intake. Put the intake in. Nice and slick feeling. Now I got a new valve seal. That little thing cost me like $6, and they sent it and it's the wrong size. I had to ream it out so that it's the same size as the other one. I'll show you the other one. That little dinky fucking thing. It's weird. I tried to get an answer from people on if I needed them for both sides, because the schematic showed that it was only on the exhaust port. Yet I have 2 of these caps that go over them. So I figured there's supposed to be 2. And most people didn't even know what I was talking about. So I don't think most people even use these. But I got them. I'm going to put them in. I put the exhaust one on first. Take this little cup. You take the seal. You can kind of see it. Put it down like that. Push it in so it's kind of seated in there. Then there's this flat washer. Now this fits right through this flat washer, by the way. But this washer goes down at the base. You could have put that on second, doesn't really matter. And then you get this on, hopefully, without it falling out. Yeah, that one went on pretty nice. At least I think. Push it on with this socket. What? What did I do? I'll ball up this rag so that the valves sit in place. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that one moves fine. That one moves fine too. It actually feels better than the other one. So I guess we're all right. But we lost the washer. Get back on there. Okay. Now the real fun begins. What we need is, let's see, X marks the spot that's exhaust. I is intake. Let's do intake first. So you got an inner spring. Put that on. And you got an outer spring. Put that on. Then you got, I don't want to call it the keeper, but it's, because it isn't, it's the top that goes here. Then we got to compress that and put those little keepers in. And I'm going to fudge around with this a little bit before I show you what I do, because I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Okay, we're kind of back to the same situation. We're using the valve compressor tool, but with this piece of PVC that I cut a notch in. And we got to see if we can get the keeper, one of these little bastards, in there. We got to get two of them in there. And God, I hope I don't lose them on the floor. Got to find a small magnet. I think I magnetized a screwdriver before. Yeah, this is going to be touchy. Quite honestly, I think you're going to have to use your imagination. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to do this. I'm about to lose my mind already. Trying to get something to work. This thing's not even magnetized. Hang on. Alright, I've been fumbling with this for a little while. I'm getting nowhere. And I'm walking across a floor that I just swept the other day. And I find the other valve seal. That is so weird. So I can take out the one that I got that is too small. And I'm not going to ask for my money back. I'm sick of fucking eBay. Yeah, I'm going to have to fight with these valves. Hopefully I'll get one done and I'll be able to show you the second one. I'm hoping. Don't cross your fingers. I got one in after like an hour battle. Maybe more. It was awful. And there's no way you could have seen it. I guess that's the good news. It looks good. The bad news is I lost another keeper. Not another keeper. I lost a keeper. And I just looked every place for it. It's funny, I dropped one while I was doing this and I found that one, but I'm still missing one. Okay, we got the one other one in there. And I'm hoping that other one just turns up and then we can put it in.